This is the small market town of Atherstone in North Warwickshire. It has a long and checkered history dating back to Roman times. Its picturesque facade, however, masks many of the town's underlying problems of unemployment, the decline of many local industries, and the lack of social amenities. To counter this, there is a high level of voluntary endeavour, and they organise many local events, giving Atherstone its colour and character. More than 30 years ago, this redundant Victorian girls' school was given over to volunteers by the local council. It became an art centre and was used as a home for both a children's theatre workshop and the local dramatic group.
We have a game or two, right, to start them off, run some energy off, and some of the games are sort of related to drama in some way. We did an exercise to show them the stage areas. We had a game of battleships, which is a good preparation.
Go up stage, left.
When I decided to start a theatre workshop, and I started it because a lot of children who'd left my school, done drama for years, the theatre workshop took off, and it took off very, very rapidly within a couple of years.
One-Eyed Jack. One-Eyed Jack, the pirate chief, was a terrible, fearsome ocean thief. I was in one of June Maiden's first groups when I was sort of about 9 or 10, when it was first established. He wore a peg upon one leg, he wore a hook and a dirty look. And then was in till I was sort of 16, 17 and went to work. And then I've come back to it to teach.
I have been chairman of Atherstone Theatre Workshop for the last 26 years. It's a children's group producing plays and concerts over the years and workshops for children every week.
Did you feel that at that particular time there was a need for that sort of facility in Atherstone?
Oh yes, very definitely. The performing arts in schools have never been rated terribly highly, though in my particular school, my particular primary school, it was, and we worked quite hard at performing arts. Children learned to cooperate, they learned to think for themselves, they learned to have spatial awareness, they learned to be sensitive to other people.
The children, I've seen their confidence come on, and it's amazing to see children who come into us sort of don't want to say anything, don't want to get involved, very sitting back, and then by their end of their time with us, you're absolutely blossoming into new little characters. And
because we split the children obviously by age. They start at 7 and they carry on until they're 17 or 18. Then very often some of the older ones feed into the Dramatic Society.
The building's running costs were met by these user groups, who also raised their own funds for improvements, equipment and their production costs.
We had a stage built in, and we had the lighting gallery built in, and we had bars put up to carry the lights. It is already a little theatre complex. It has a hall, it has raised seating, it has a lighting gallery, it has a stage.
Over many years, the Theatre Workshop and Dramatic Group gained a high public profile. They participated in many local pageants and events in Atherstone and the surrounding area. The children performed a specially written version of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, celebrating the 400th anniversary of the Worshipful Guild of Hatmakers. Hatmaking had employed many local people until its demise. The founder of the Theatre Workshop had also written plays about various aspects of the town's heritage.
Having written a play about the mining industry a couple of years earlier, suggesting that I should look at the hatting industry. I talked to lots of local ex-hatters. I've got their reminiscences and sort of melded it into a play with music, and it was very successfully staged in the Arts Centre.
While the Children's Theatre Workshop continued to flourish, the local council was proving to be less than cooperative. They wanted to close the Arts Centre with no other ambition than to sell the land for housing.
It matters because we need a space in this town that is usable and is friendly. It's become like a home to us, and we've got basically what we need here.
And if we were to lose these premises, what then?
It doesn't bear thinking about, because where do the children go? There's not a lot of facilities for them. There's not a lot of arts facilities particularly, but even there's not general facilities for them in the town.
It really does matter. If we lost this place, it's hard to know where we would go next. And it's not easy to find facilities for any group, never mind ours.
How does the uncertainty affect Atherstone Theatre Workshop?
It would fall apart, quite literally. The council are trying to sort of offer us weird places that aren't suitable at all, like the local school. But where will we keep all our costumes, all our props, everything that the theatre is and needs?
If the Arts Centre was to close, what would happen?
I think it would be a sad loss for the children who enjoy their theatre, enjoy their drama. It's sort of one of the few that operates in the area, as far as I understand, and so it really would be a sad loss.
Use the local upper school was one council idea put forward, but neither the school or the theatre workshop considered the idea to be sound.
We've been to have a look. There's very little storage space. That is the biggest problem of the lot, the storage space. And the lack of flexibility of using the building.
One thing, it virtually is ours. It's very flexible. We can go in at a variety of times. If I want to call a rehearsal for Sunday, I can just book it. Whereas to go into a school at all times would not be feasible.
I think it would be a big loss to the town because there's very little performance arts goes on in Atherstone.
If the facility was to close, what then?
Well, to start off with, we would have a lot of unhappy children, and we'd also have a lot of unhappy parents.
Keep our Arts Centre open!
Suddenly, Atherstone Arts Centre was closed without any warning on the grounds of health and safety in connection with its public performance licence. No public performance was scheduled for 3 months, and as a protest the children met for one of their theatre workshops in Atherstone's Market Square. The local council, in their haste, had overlooked the fact that the land could not be used for housing and decided to offer it for sale to the highest bidder. Almost over a year of heated committee meetings, council meetings, claim and counterclaim, the theatre workshop's lower bid was finally but begrudgingly accepted, and they were informed that they could buy the building. When a group of dedicated volunteers provide a creative and useful resource for children's energy, it is really incredible that this could not have been recognised in the first place.